I just got back from Africa, from South Africa, and before I went, I just could not find any videos that explain kind of what you needed to be on a safari that wasn't like a picture safari. My husband's a hunter, and so I was on a hunting safari, and I was gonna go along. And so I was gonna show you what worked and what like maybe didn't work. I went in June, and it was cold. I didn't anticipate it being as cold. I started up in the Kalahari Desert, and I woke up in the morning, it was 33 degrees. I was freezing. So prep for it to be cold in June. It warmed up to the upper 60s sometimes. I really didn't get any 70-degree weather until I went over kind of towards the middle to Limpopo. So, but I really loved these leggings, and they are from Legendary Whitetails. I got them on Amazon. They are a very thick fabric, and they withstood going through all the stickers. Lots and lots of things that will like cut you up, and they really withstand. I wore the green ones probably the most. I was gonna try to find which ones I wore the most of. Yeah, these. It wasn't bad. Like, I've just got some little pools from the sticker bushes. You know, you'd go following and they just come like hit you in the face. So this stuff really withstood. And these were thick and nice and warm. And so even in 30-degree, 40-degree weather, I was a little chilly then, but I was okay. So my big recommendation, I did not bring any fleece lined pants because I thought it'd be too hot. Bring some fleece lined ones, you may need them. They did have an unseasonably kind of like cold front come through, but I was cold. I think I'd have a better time if I wasn't so cold. But I had brought 4 pairs of these, and they do laundry there, so it's good. I did bring like a thin pair of normal yoga pants. I never wore these. I was too cold. And then I had the good like all-terrain pants. I think I wore this one day, but I liked the yoga pant look better. So those were that. I lived in a pullover. So have a pullover. You kind of go in layers because it starts warming up. I really do recommend, and I wear this almost daily, is a vest of some sort. Mine had a hood, which actually helped out a lot on the top of the truck with the wind blowing. That wind gets really, really cold. And so I actually liked this having a hood. Just always make sure you kind of pull it out of your other clothes so you don't have a hunchback. But this thing I wore daily, you know, and I kept everything with me, so lots of pockets. I used all the pockets on everything. And then I did love these, and I got these off of Amazon. They were cotton. I actually wore these over the yoga pants. A couple of days when it got really cold, I was in like double layers in the morning, and then you could take these off midday and be okay. Again, I loved all the pockets just to hold your phone. Chapstick, that is the other thing, chapstick. My lips have never been more chapped than they were in Africa, and I went back through all my photos of Africa, and I'm not joking when I say I never saw a cloud the entire time I was there. It was so dry. The sky was like the color of my shirt every day. And they have Zebak, this green tin stuff. It kind of smells medicine-y, but that stuff is the only thing that saves your lips. So when you get there to South Africa, before you leave the airport, go to the pharmacy there and just go pick some up. They are usually at the cash register. That stuff is amazing, and it helps with bug bites too. If you get like a little mosquito bite or something, the itch goes away. I didn't get any mosquitoes though while I was there in Africa. I just use it at home, and my girls love it. The other thing that you will need is I use my big coat. I wore this daily. And you'll look like one of the locals. I got mistaken for a local in this day like 5. But I wore this every day to keep me nice and warm, and this was thick enough and warm enough. If I were to do it again, I probably would have brought this, but I was packing really light. If you can kind of see behind here, I packed a carry-on suitcase. We were traveling quite a bit, and I didn't want to have too much, so I literally fit all this in a carry-on. You just roll everything. I did bring one of the safari looking outfits. This was cute. I wore it on my very last day when I was in Limpopo, when it was finally 77 degrees, the only day. And then I froze, and I quickly changed back into some warm clothing. Shirt wise, if you're doing a safari, they give you the safari shirt, so you'll get one of those there. I wore a lot of waffle shirts underneath. I like those. That really, really kept me warm. Oh yeah. And then I also, one of these, I wore this all the time. This was I wore this every day. And with one of these underneath it. So I just got neutral colors. Again, I just like the waffle shirts. They kept me warm. They're kind of, that's what and that is all I brought. I wish I would have brought a robe for in the mornings because it's really cold, and I wish I would have brought slippers. And then bring a beanie of some sort, some kind of hat, other than like a baseball cap, because I did end up needing those in the morning, especially if you're getting on top of a truck to go look at animals at any point. Those would be my biggest advices. And don't let your husband talk you into like you only need a small one. Go ahead and bring the other one. I was literally the only girl that had a small suitcase, and I'm probably the most girly girl, so everybody kind of looked at me odd, like, how did she do that? But you can do it, but I get a bigger one. I got a big one for my next safari. So I hope that helps somebody. Thanks.